PM Express is brought to you by
Guarantee Trust Bank. Wouldn't you rather bank with us?
It's a day that rained sorrow, misery, and pain on Ghana. Over 150 people perished in the country's worst disaster, the Accra floods and fire. June 3 marks the anniversary of the disaster, and Joy News has been speaking to survivors who are still unable to recover from the horror that struck a year ago.
On a cold Wednesday evening, on the 3rd of June 2015, what may have passed for a regular flood in the capital became a disaster of devastating proportions. Scores of Ghanaians, men, women and children in and around the Goil filling station at the Kwame Nkrumah Circle in Accra were caught up in a flood and fire disaster. Many died, but others also managed to survive.
Fire service for the ahuma free if you're
I'm back here when it all started, about a year ago when the flood and fire disaster struck. This is one home I visited and met a lot of victims who were suffering as a result of that disaster. I'm back to see if things have changed for the people. One of the people I spoke to at the time was Afi. She was at the entrance, stricken by everything that had happened, in a very confused state, didn't know what to do. Today she's here. Afi, morning. How are you today?
Hi.
You're fine. Afi was forced to sleep on the streets of Adabraka on the night of the disaster. Suffering from a mental disorder, she managed to stay put and remained in the same house which was ravished by fire. I think you've put on a bit of weight, haven't you?
Yes.
Really? Is that a sign that you've been eating well? You have, eh? Has something changed about you?
No.
Are you pregnant?
Yeah, I'm pregnant.
You are? How many months is it?
4 months.
Okay. You don't look happy telling me you're pregnant. Why?
Because of the fire disaster that happened last week.
Okay. Were you pregnant before then or was after?
I wasn't pregnant.
Okay. But you should be happy. You are not. Why?
Actually, this was we are afraid of what happens. We wanted to, according to the people here, they said they wanted to sow this place. So.
Okay, so your worry now is where you sleep, because if they sell off this property, you will not have a place to sleep. Okay, that's difficult. But the one who got you pregnant will take you away, wouldn't he? Why? He's not around? You don't know where he is? Do you know him?
No.
You don't know him? Do you work now?
No. Okay, I got actually when I got a job at the place, the woman is she's called Mercy and she has opened Mercy Catering System. I used to go and help her and she would give me a day 5 cedi a day. But right now I stopped.
Why? The money is not enough?
Not that the money is not enough.
You just stopped? Or you had a fight with Mercy?
I hadn't have
no. Do you think what happened last year can happen again?
Yeah, we are afraid that it can happen again.
Why? What makes you feel so sure that it can happen again?
Because of how it rains and we heard that this house they will sow this place, so and maybe if they can help us look for another place to stay. I want to move from this place to go and stay at
another place. Mr. Daniel Mensah is the father of Afi. He lost all his belongings to the disaster last year, and the 65-year-old now works 2 jobs
to survive, a real estate agent and a barber.
I used to go up and down. You know, it's Accra. You can sit down and live. You see. So I used to do 1 2 1 2 for my whole living.
Where 1 2 1 2 means what? What did you used to do?
My business. Sometimes I used to find room for people.
You are an agent.
An agent.
Mm-hmm. What else?
Sometimes barbering. I say I was a barber during my youth. So these old men, all the time they do come again.
They come to you. Yeah. Since then, have you been comfortable? Is your life better now?
Oh no, things are very bad for us. So we are only waiting. Maybe something can happen. Yeah, we don't know.
But are you still waiting? Because it's been a year. The disaster has happened. One will have imagined that you will have moved on by now.
We can't. We depend upon God. So I say the change will come from God.
Sitting at the entrance of the charred compound house is the 19-year-old young and ambitious John. Peeling open piles of plain polythene bags, he recalls how that fateful night has affected his life for the worst.
I didn't feel happy at all in my heart.
Did you lose a friend?
No, but I know one of my friends which like his face and his hand got bent. And I told him that so far as you are alive, you will give thanks to God. If you haven't dead.
Did you get injured that day? Did you get hurt or injured?
Oh no, I didn't get injured. But it was the water. It was like I would like to die in the water. That's what makes me afraid.
Okay. So from that time till now, how has your life been? Have you changed the way you do things? Where you go? When it's raining, what happens to you?
Yeah, it was something like that. If it's raining now, I again to be afraid of when it's raining, it will be flood again. So I don't think like if it's raining, I will not think that if it started raining, I'll find some place where the rain will not worry me, so that I'll be safe on my life.
Just when I was leaving John, I saw Joycelyn. She was until recently a night seller of noodles close to the Goyle filling station. She has now switched to selling banku and okra soup during the day. She sends us back to the night when her decision not to sell saved her from calamity.
Well, when the thing happened, I was not having money to start. I've stayed in the house for almost, let's say, 6 or 7 months. And moreover, I'm afraid if something happened again, I don't want to sell in the night again. I want to do something daytime. When I finished selling Indomie, I went out. So I came home around 5 p.m. So I was going to market to buy Indomie, and the rain started small. I said, oh, this rain, let me sleep so that tomorrow I can go to morning devotion. Then we saw that the back of our house was burning. I said, what is happening? Before the filling station got blasted like bomb, my sister said, Joyce, all of us will die. By then she climbed the wall. I was in the water. The things we have fridge, like 4 fridge in the compound. I wanted to climb the wall, but everything blocked me. So I just asked for forgiveness of my sin. I know about me, I said, God, if I should die, I just take my soul. Every sin I've committed, you just forgive me. I asked for forgiveness of my sin. I was there. Something just said, okay, by all means I will die. So let me just make it simple. Let me just go under the water and just something say no. But I don't know what carried me. What I realized is I was where my sister was. What I could remember was she was pulling me to climb the wall. I said, no, she should leave me, I will find. When I climbed the wall, I was naked. One man was coming from Adabrakai side and just come and stood beside me. I said, brother, can you please help me? He said, yes. I said, are you sure? He said, yes. So should I jump inside? Then I jumped and he took me outside. I said, come and take my sister. So he came back and take my sister too. When I came out, I was naked. Those guys, junkie, they were holding my buttocks. They were holding me. But that day, where my mind was, I just thank God that I survived.
Considering what happened here last year, what do you think has to change to avoid
something like that repeating itself?
Every day the gutter is full. That's the
biggest problem?
Yes.
Okay. But who puts the filth in the gutter? It's all of you, isn't it?
Yes, it's true. But we have, like, what I think is, like governments, like Saturdays like this, will organize something that the youth should clean the gutter. After finishing doing that, they should dash them something. The next day when they announce, they will come because of what they have received. Do you understand?
For these survivors, the events of the flood and fire disaster have left them heavy in thought, some in the belly, and for others with blurred dreams. The comfort of a night's rest on a pillow with rains hitting their roofs just brings back nightmares. From the Kwame Nkrumah Circle, I am Francis Aban reporting for Joy News.
Is the main drain channeling volumes of water from the capital into the sea. The choked Odo drain, partly blamed for the deadly floods last year, was to be desilted to ensure that it collects more water to reduce flooding in the capital. Although the Accra Metropolitan Assembly removed some amount of soil and trash from the drain, there is concern that very little has been done. In the following report, Joy News' Justice Baidu takes a tour of the concrete waterway.
I miss Emefa. Which one I will call again? She gone away. She leave her dream and everything.
The cry of a mother reminiscing the deepest loss of her life. 49-year-old Beatrice Kudete was mother to Emefa Agbematu. At age 26, Emefa was a promising midwife working at the Ridge Hospital in Accra. But Emefa's life was tragically cut short. Emefa was one of more than 200 people killed in the flood disaster in Accra on June 3 last year.
Every time she come that, she will work in the town. She like to go to village when they help them, give birth to them, they will come and give her plantain and vegetables. So she like village. She want to help the villagers. That is the first plan.
I have come to the Volta regional town of Tove Agave to meet her family as they recount their loss.
MFA gone away, it give shake to the family, to whole family, and everybody. MFA is a good girl.
Back in the heart of Accra, at the site where the disaster struck a year ago, men are hard at work. This is the $1 million project seeking to partly distill one of Accra's major drains. The thing that caused the carnage here a year ago was mainly the result of gutters choked with rubbish. Accra's Kwame Nkrumah Circle, as has always been the case every other rainy season, got flooded. An explosion in the petrol station right across this drain engulfed hundreds of people who were running for their lives, killing several of them and many others injured in the process. Not much seems to have changed over the last 1 year. What makes the situation even scary this time is that the country's disaster management organization now says it is broke and would not be able to respond in case of a similar disaster. The government now says it needs at least 600 million cedis to entirely desilt Dodo and Kole lagoons, two of the city's biggest waterways. But the attitude of dumping waste in gutters in Ghana hasn't changed. The drains are still left uncovered and the rains would be in again soon. Improper waste management is one of the biggest problems with Accra's drainage system.
My name is Ekuyecha Nkrumah. I am an environmental technologist working with Chekora Ventures.
Ghana's laws currently do not encourage recycling, making an already bad waste situation worse. Ekuyecha Nkrumah is one of the budding young entrepreneurs working to change the situation.
A drain can be constructed such that it's covered, but in the instance where there's a cleanup exercise going on or something, a cover can be removed so that it can be cleaned out occasionally and then it can be covered back. This will prevent a lot of the litter from getting into the drains in the first place so that the water is always free to flow. That's one aspect. Another aspect is the behavior of citizens themselves. There needs to be a lot of behavior change, and many people are of the school of thought that the best way to change people's behavior is through education. But I think we tend to neglect the importance and the impact of law enforcement. When someone is aware of the law but has never been punished by the law, the person has a choice whether they abide by the law or not.
As the rains set in, not just the people who lost relatives last June will be scared of the memories from yesteryear, but also ordinary Ghanaians worried that the country is yet to learn anything from its worst natural disaster of all time. Justice Baidu, Joy News, Accra.
Soon after the deadly June 3rd explosion at the Goya fueling station at the Kwame Nkrumah Circle, government swore to shut down and demolish all unlicensed fuel stations and those sited on waterways. A year down the line, Joy News' Raymond Aqua has been following up on this pledge and has filed this report.
Never again shall we sit down and allow the indiscipline of a few to cause the nation such grief and horror. This disaster became the wake-up call. Government had finally gotten the epiphany and resolved that no fuel station sitting on a waterway or operating without a required license will be allowed to stand.
Time has come, for us to remove houses out of waterways, and the public should understand that it is necessary to save everybody else. I mean, this loss of life is catastrophic, almost unprecedented. And so we'll leave the city authorities and the emergency services to continue to do their work. But we must sit and strategize to make sure that this doesn't happen again.
State authorities moved into action immediately and started removing these fuel stations. Several of them were shut down and others reduced to rubble. One of such is the Total station at Malam Junction. Barely a year after it was shut down, the abandoned structure has become a rest stop for motorists and pedestrians. But not all stations which shut down died that way. The Gold station at Mile 7 is one such example. It was pulled down on June 8, 2015 by the Municipal Assembly when it was still under construction. But a year down the line, the station has been reconstructed, much to the chagrin of many residents who could not explain exactly why the station has been rebuilt.
The whole water have to drive down from the Tantra Hill and pass through this gutter or this Mile 7 or St. John's area here. But if you can see this very place, you see the water have to come through to the junction and enter the main gutter there straight. But right now they divert the gutter. The gutter have to drive the water back before it to go to the right side again. If you see the speed that water have to take from the top there and come before it to come back, that is the one who caused this disaster here. This very private house here.
So people live in this house?
People live.
And they are still living here?
Oh, now the very day the thing happened, they called the fire service, then police people, they came here. So we were trying to save their lives, so they are safe. Oh, okay. So now they are no more here. They move.
So are there fears that when it starts raining, as it's actually started again, there will be more trouble here?
Yes, as we see, because this is the beginning. We don't know, because the rain happened, rain that last night, it was almost, let's say, 2 hours or 3 hours. Then we can see this level like this. In fact, if this thing continue, it's going to disturb us. We can't even stay here, and it will spoil more things. This filling station too, as you can hear, or you can see the.
So why was it not removed?
We can't tell. Me, I can't tell.
Okay. Some 50 meters away from the fuel station, 72-year-old Lami and his wife, who have been living here for more than 3 decades, tells me the situation has not changed in any way since his home was flooded for the first time last year.
Not suffering this way. When they came to build this building, the filling station and the washing station, they raised the washing bay. They raised their buildings. You can see they are all up. They block all the channel of the water, and then the filling station too added to the problem. They told us that these people were coming to construct the gutter, the big drain. Yes. But they haven't done anything. And then make gutters here for us. They don't do anything. They just came and dumped this sand there. We have been telling them to, if they spread the sand so the water can find its way. So that when the water hits this sand, the water comes into the house.
How much does it cost you to pump water out of your building?
The man is claiming 300 cedis for a day. And we don't know whether I can finish today. So we have to add tomorrow to it. If it rains again, then we have to call them back.
The management of the fuel station, which belongs to the wife of the Member of Parliament for Ayawaso East, Ahmed Toure, who refused to speak on record, told me they had the approval from the MCE and the Environment Ministry to put up the building again, insisting no proper assessment was done before the structure was demolished previously. It is unclear why the authorities will pull down such a structure only to allow it to be rebuilt. Mr. Lami and his wife can only pray it does not rain again.
Parliament's Works and Housing Committee has been pushing for the AMA to enforce building regulations and laws on sanitation to avoid a repeat of this catastrophe.
The underbelly of the city was exposed after the major downpour. Many roads lost their beauty and some drains and bridges were not spared the damage. The announcement of some 30 million cedis for rehabilitation works was welcomed by many.
Government has allocated an amount of 50 million cedis to cover relief and humanitarian operations, repair of damaged public infrastructure, and the silting and clearing of waterways. This exercise would affect other towns that would find themselves in other situations in other parts of the country. Our current priority now is to save lives and prevent any further suffering of our people. But beyond that, we'll take the tough measures that are necessary to prevent such disasters from occurring in the future.
In fact, the evidence on the ground shows there have been asphalt overlays on roads including Ring Road West, the stretch from Dankwa Circle to La Polyclinic, the La Beach Road, roads in Adabraka, Asalam Down and Osu. But the situation is markedly different for the damaged roads in other communities. One of such places where the road infrastructure was dealt a heavy blow is Malam, an area densely populated by low-income earners sitting at the foot of the Plash Makati Hills. The streets here became death traps following the rains. As the residents here tell me, 1 year down the line, the damaged bridge where more than 8 people lost their precious lives on June 3rd is still yet to be fixed.
My name is Philip.
Philip, you live here, right?
Yeah,
and you also work here?
Yeah.
Yes. Has this road been fixed since the June 3rd disaster?
No. It has not been fixed since from the June disaster, and we are suffering. This is my shop over there. When it's rain right now, boss, it's terrible. And normally, if the wind blows like this, I have to clean my shop several times. Every second, I have to clean my shop. We are suffering from this road, so we are begging the government to do something about it for us.
The state of the roads in Malam is no different from that of Aveno. Motorists who ply the routes here have to navigate around deep potholes and gullies, a situation Mary, who lives here, tells me results in frequent accidents.
Nothing has been done.
Not
fixing it in any way?
No, no,
They've
no,
not
no.
even put gravels on it?
No, at all. Not at all.
Is that a worry to many of you?
Yes. If the flood comes, it enter inside the community.
Oh, okay.
So this area, they face that problem.
Oh, okay.
Even our MP, Ahmedata, he has never ever done anything in Aveno community here. This afternoon, there's a private car and health.
They got an accident?
Yeah, because of the potholes.
What is unclear is when these roads and bridges will be fixed as another major rainy season beckons. Raymond Aqua reporting for Joy News.
The chief priest, or Nai Wulomo of the Ga State, Numo Akwa Mensah III, is blaming the event on the flouting of the ban on drumming and noise-making. Numo Akwa Mensah III says the gods are still angry. He's demanding strict compliance with the ban.
Grief engulfed the nation and darkness wrenched the little dim light that hung over the country when floodwaters inundated homes, offices, marketplaces and leisure centers on June 3 last year. Over 150 people died on that fateful Wednesday night, most of them at the Goyle filling station at the Kwame Nkrumah Circle, where hundreds of people had been trapped. While the cause of floods was blamed largely on the choked Odo, the president of the Ga Traditional Council attributed the disaster to the Dumso Vigil, a march organized in protest against the country's energy crisis. The council says the protest violated the ban on drumming and noise-making at the time.
Last year, we all witnessed a lot of or series of disasters. Some are minor, some are major. That it affected everybody. People were agitating to this fact that the demonstration that was organized by the youth, dubbed Dumso whatever, vigil, is absolutely the cause of the disaster we had. Fine. If everybody knows that that thing was wrong and it was done in the wrong timing, then yes, nobody needs to be blamed for that. Because one, when there is ban on drumming, we want absolute silence. And I'm telling you, I complain about these things that you can never have a demonstration without noise. Let's go back to May 9th. When the House in Kotoko March was played, that we had the most, if I should say, serious disaster ever was played during we've had ban on drumming. And that incident came. Nobody has even complained because everybody thought it was fun. But that is wrong. You see, look at the number of lives that were lost. Yes, it happened again and again and again. And then we are facing the consequences and we are not trying to go by the rule.
It's been a year since the incident happened, and according to the chief priest of the Ga State, Numo Akwa Mensah III, Ghanaians have still failed to observe the absolute silence needed during the Homowa period. Nai Wulomo says the gods of the land are still angry.
Anything could happen, and it could not happen. If it is about to happen, we'll know. And then when I'm setting, I'll call you back here and let the whole world know. I make sure I say what is setting. I don't guess. So if I should tell you something that I'm not setting off, I'm trying to deceive the people. But the feeling is there that we've offended and then something will surely happen. When the first one goes back, then we go back to our old uniforms and pick them and wear them. So let's all experience the wrath once and then we'll change our character.
But what is being done to make sure people adhere to the ban on drumming to ensure that no evil befalls the nation has been expressed by the Ga chief priest?
This year we've set up task force, included all the Asafo Acheme. and some of the junior Ulomoi to help to regulate the noise making. So we're trying to use the old system. That is, when you have, you violate the law, or you violate you break the silence, then we pick your things to the Ghana Traditional Council.
In the heat of the matter, the Ga people have this word for Ghanaians.
We in our own land, we pass a law, and somebody says, I'll take these people to court, while you, the person, you're saying that you were a tenant. And then there is a law backing the tenant to take the landlord to the court. And I'm telling you, it's about time. I'm not threatening anybody, but we are coming to fight for our rights. Yes, we are determined to do that. We've been neglected and we've been dishonored. Look at what is happening. Somebody from elsewhere uses a government authority to violate somebody who is an Alodia. What are we doing?
May it be an evening star May it be the shadows call will fly away. May it be you journey on to light the day. When the night is over,
Express was brought to you by
Guarantee Trust Bank. Wouldn't you rather bank with us?